The Hamburg-Berlin rail line will be closed for 9 months starting in August. We're about to find out what that means for Schleswig-Holstein. Good morning on this Monday, February 17th. I'm Kirsten Stunkel and I brought you these topics. An interview with comedian Fresh Torge, when you should have voted by mail and how a baby otter was rescued. But for now, let's take a look at our main focus.
Today in Focus.
Starting in early August, Deutsche Bahn will shut down the Hamburg-Berlin line for 9 months to renovate it. And this will also affect the north. Not only the connection between Hamburg via Büchen to Rostock will be lost, but also the Lübeck-Lüneburg line will be interrupted because the Büchen junction will be completely closed. Buses will then run between Mölln and Lauenburg, and there will also be bus connections to and from Mölln, Büchen and Lauenburg to Hamburg. However, the project will have a much wider impact. There will be some detours for travellers from Rostock and Schwerin, since travellers between Hamburg, Schwerin and Rostock will have to travel via Lübeck and Bad Klein. During the 9-month overhaul, the already busy Hamburg-Lübeck line will become even more congested. As a result, NAH, Schleswig-Holstein's public transportation company, is considering extending every second regional express on the line. Yes, and in Flensburg, Schleswig and Rendsburg, the only direct daily connection to and from Berlin will be lost. The daily Eurocity service between Kiel and Berlin will also be suspended for 9 months. With 230 trains a day and up to 30,000 passengers, the route between Hamburg and Berlin is one of the most important direct connections in Germany. As part of the €2.2 billion upgrade, Deutsche Bahn plans to renew 180 kilometers of track and 200 switches. In addition, 28 stations along the route will be modernized.
Interview with comedian Fresh Torge.
For a content tip with a comedian, my colleague Emma Sudau had the opportunity to interview Torge Ulrich. You might know him better as Fresh Torge. He has lived all his life in Wesselburen, here in Schleswig-Holstein, and has been making comedy sketches on YouTube since 2006. A real veteran, if you ask Emma Sudau. She used to watch him all the time and used to act out his videos with friends during school breaks. Everyone around her really knows him. The reason for the interview was the start of the 2nd season of his series Lonely Hearts Love Camp. You can watch both seasons in the ZDF Mediathek. In the new season, his characters are in a villa similar to those in popular dating shows, where they try to find the love of their lives. With the exception of the host, all characters are played by Fresh Torge himself, and he told Emma that it was sometimes really complicated to shoot everything so that the interactions looked real. Emma was particularly interested in the fact that Fresh Torge still lives in his hometown of Wesselburen. Many famous people move to bigger cities, but not Torge Ulrich. He believes that if he only had a job at the bank here in Wesselburen and only saw Wesselburen every day, he would eventually miss something and say that he needs to see a bit of the world. But he's on the road a lot and in a lot of big cities in Germany, but he's always happy to come back in the evening and have some peace and quiet in the village. That is somehow very pleasant, and that's why it was never a problem for him. The good thing was that when he discovered YouTube, he could do it from anywhere. He could never do that, otherwise you'd have to go to Cologne or something like that if you wanted to be an actor or do television. It was like winning the lottery that he just discovered it. Thanks to Fresh Torge for the interview.
Here is an overview of what else is important in Schleswig-Holstein.
We take a look at our neighbour, Denmark. This time it's not about their model for bike lanes. 250,000 people have now signed an online petition demanding that their little rain-soaked kingdom of Denmark buy California to get some sunshine. The petition is currently trending on social media. And of course, it's a humorous response to US President Donald Trump's intention to buy Greenland from the Danes. My colleague Ove Jensen has written a commentary on it. He says that in Schleswig-Holstein we also have Greenland and California to offer.
By when you should have voted by mail.
Here is a little reminder if you decided to vote by mail. In the last Bundestag election, 48% of voters voted by mail. But that was during the coronavirus era. In the last European elections, 38% of voters used this option. Interest in postal voting is also high for the 2025 Bundestag election, despite the short time available. You can apply for an absentee ballot by mail, email, or fax. Some municipalities also offer the form online. But if you apply in person at the municipality, you can take the documents with you. And you can usually vote right there. Ballots must be received at the office printed on the ballot by 6 p.m. on election day, February 23rd. Ballots received after this time will not be counted. It is the sole responsibility of the absentee voter to ensure that the ballot is received in time.
How a baby otter was saved.
Here we come again to an animal story. A small baby otter was found in a garage in Poppenbüll. The little one was without its mother and would probably not have survived another night due to dehydration. Fortunately, it ran into the arms of owner Jorne Ludwig and was taken to the Wildlife and Species Conservation Centre near Elmshorn in the Pinneberg district. There, baby otter Hercules was nursed back to health and is now being prepared for release into the wild. And with this sweet message, I say thank you. That's all for now. Have a good start into the new week.